all over the world. And you are not just representing your club, you're representing your country, your continent. And Unicaja Malaga against NBA G League United gives us a really interesting game, I think.
My word, it does. And they're the team to beat from all the games we've seen, and called every single one of them. Unicaja is clearly the standout team. In their last win, they had 12 players average more than 13 minutes. And normally when you see those types of numbers, you think, oh, well, that's just part of the preseason. We're throwing our players around. We're looking at different combinations. Not with this team. This is standard fare for this Unicaja team. And in fact, when you look at the spread of the minutes, it's you know, a little surprising in some respects that you see Tyler Kalinowski, who is their leading scorer, only averaging 14 minutes a game, and he's at 14.5 points. Now, he has been absolutely white hot from the three-point line. He's 7 of 14, but he comes on, and he's only played those minutes, and in those minutes to get those points and get even those shot attempts up in that minutes is a hell of an effort. But they're really well structured. They get the people to the ball at the right times, and incredibly deep. And this United team, NBA G League United team, they're improving. They've spent very little time together. In fact, they've only been together 2 weeks, played 2 pre-tournament games, but they're growing. And Charlie Brown, he's been the standout for me. He's led the way in scoring, but he's 6 of 13. He's shooting the lights out from the three-point line. He's averaging 17 a game, and he's looked like one of the main focal points for them. And it's defense. It's defense of this G League team which has been their calling card.
Well, you talk about the balance. There it is, the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. That's what the players and the coaches and, you know, they want to get their hands on. It's just to get a trophy. And already, right now, that would be huge for Unicaja. It would mean that they're starting off the 2024-25 season in the right frame of mind. It would be the second trophy that they would get this year. And I think when you look at a club, you ultimately define it by how much you win. And if you can grab titles, that means a sign of greatness, really.
Well, the last time a USA team won this tournament was back in 1974 when the Maryland Terrapins, they had the college team come and represent the United States at the tournament. That's no longer possible now with the advancement of international basketball. College teams would find the going a little tough here with the mature bodies and the skills of these pros. So now they've got a G League team that's an all-star team. They're trying to play team basketball. We've seen evidence that they can do it at a high level, and they'll need to do it tonight if they have any chance to win.
That's right. So G League United, you know, and I think they come here with a chip on their shoulders because past G League teams haven't fared that well. And I think probably a lot of people expected Tasmania to beat them in their do-or-die game to get to this far. But again, what they did with this G League team is they selected players, a lot of experience, really high character guys that they knew would do whatever they could to represent the G League and the NBA as well as possible.
Oh, my word. And a lot of their players on their roster have got legitimate NBA experience. That is, they've actually played in NBA games, and they're highly competitive. They're extremely athletic. They pick up full court, and they lead the competition in points off turnovers, such as their defense being. So that's you're going to see more of that tonight, but they're up against a more accomplished and well-organized team in Unicaja.
So Unicaja, I think they're not only do they have talented players, but you've talked about it, they have depth and they share out the minutes. And it is probably pretty standard, at least in Spain, when you look at probably the top, well, pretty much in the top league. They go deep to their benches, and so this is really a reflection of Spanish basketball, and it's a winning formula when you consider basketball Champions League teams like Lenovo Tenerife. You've had UCAM Murcia to make it to the Final Fours twice, and you've had Unicaja Malaga. The one thing that all of those teams have in common is they go deep to their benches, and that helps you play defense, doesn't it? And defense wins games.
My word, it does. And an example of that is Dylan Osikowski, who is their leading scorer. Last season, it was an average 19.5 minutes per game. That to me is outrageous. I don't know of any other team in any other competition has the spread of minutes. It's very unusual, but it's a formula that has been successful for them. They won the regular season in the Spanish League, which is regarded as one of the toughest competitions in the world. So they are clearly very strong. And there's Stefan Marbury, the ambassador, bringing the trophy out for the fans to see.
That's right, the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. Starbury played at Georgia Tech, which is where Paul Hewitt coached. Paul Hewitt, but actually Starbury, famous in Asia, had that great success, not only following up in the NBA, but in China, played for the USA national team. Very well known indeed. Yeah. We talked about him actually having, at one point, the USA record in Olympics for points scored. I think it was 32 against Spain in the quarterfinals of the 2004 Olympics.
No, he's a star and great ambassador for the game globally, and did some spectacular things in the NBA as well. Back in the day, as a super player.
But going back to Unicaja in terms of their depth, they have so much depth, they have to sit two guys, not even dress them out.
Yeah.
And the guys that they are sitting are international players.
Stars. Very impactful, significant players.
So it is purely down to tactics. It's a blessing to have it. You know, G-League United have been without a couple of players. Isaiah Wong hasn't been able to play because he hasn't felt well. So, and then they lost Taze Moore right before because of rumors that he's good.
I'm told Wong is actually going to play tonight. Now,
oh, so Wong had, okay, so let's see if he's fit enough.
Yeah, they said that he was going to give it a try, but you know, they don't want to disrupt the formula they've had so far. Now, admittedly, they were lucky to beat the Jack Jumpers. They had a commanding lead. Jack Jumpers had a 4-point lead with a little over a minute to play. And to the G-League United's credit, they were able to find a way to get the win. A couple of horrific turnovers to the Jack Jumpers in the last minute.
Well, they dug in. They showed what they're made of. Deontay Burton really, in my opinion, really symbolizes this team for his toughness, his willingness to go after the opponent on both ends of the floor. And
verbally.
There are a lot of NBA people here as well. We had the FIBA Hall of Fame ceremony, so they know that people are watching, and they want to make sure they give the best version of themselves, which they have.
Yeah, and they, last year they sent the Ignite team to come and represent the United States, and they quickly realized that young players against these mature pros is not, it's going to be too tough.
Yeah.
And this time around, this is a relatively experienced group with some...
Toscano, there's Brown, we saw Baker. Here they are, the Basketball Champions League winners. They went to Belgrade and they won a team. In fact, we had two other Spanish teams at that Final Four, Lenovo Tenerife and UCAM Murcia, and then also Peristeri from Greece. I mean, it was like a fiesta in Belgrade. And the title that eluded them the year before, well, they made sure that they were going to get their hands on it this time, and they did. So just an amazing regular season. It's a long regular season. You think about all the work that goes into it. To get to the Final Four, that's an amazing accomplishment, and they actually won it. There's Alberto Diaz, the Spain international, great defender. He's the captain.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why they have such a deep roster is they play so many games, and they like to make sure that they can keep their players as fresh as they possibly can.
Here's Dylan Osikowski, the player that continues to move from strength to strength and has the capacity to hurt you in so many different ways offensively. Melvin Edgem, who played at the Olympics for Canada. Tyler Kalinowski has been utterly sensational. Cam Taylor's been really good as well, kind of flying under the radar, but he's also been really solid for Unicaja. And Jonathan Barredo, a Spain international, you don't want to leave him open.
No, not at all. And it's interesting when you look at their roster and the flags that are next to them. I think there's only 4 Spanish players on the team.
Yeah, because you can play in Europe. You can have Europeans now where they're treated. If you're in the European Union, so Jedovic rather. Also, you have some players that might be Canadian, but I think they have like a passport because of their connection to,
my word,
to the old country. David Kravish, he's an American. In fact, I'll tell you. There, and he plays as Montenegrin, Kendrick Perry.
It was, correct me if I'm wrong, finals of the Final Four MVP, I think, of the championship series.
He was. Jakub Sima.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Unicaja, Malaga.
Okay, so we've seen the teams, now the referees, Julio Naya from Panama, the crew chief, Wojciech Liszka from Poland, and James Alexander Boyer from Australia on the right. So Naya in the middle, the crew chief. And Wojciech Liszka still has a smile on his face after being selected to referee the gold medal game at the Olympics.
Yeah, my word, and we've been making this comment right throughout. FIBA have gone above and beyond to get the best of the best when it comes to the officials for this tournament. And a healthy crowd coming in for this one.
Charlie Brown, Broderick Thomas, Deontay Burton, Juan Toscano, and Rob Baker, the second, the starting 5. With Tominaga, Bowden, Wongmore, Foster, and Walker coming off the bench for Coach Hewitt. And there he is, veteran coach Paul Hewitt.
I don't see Wong out there at the moment.
So to my point, Dylan Osetkowski is an American, but he also has a German passport.
Yeah.
So Dylan Osetkowski, Cameron Taylor, Barredo, Kendrick Perry, the Montenegro national team point guard, along with Jakub Sima in the starting 5, Perez, Ejim, Kalinowski, Yadiya, David Kravish, all the way down the bench. And there is Ivan Navarro, the head coach.
And they got 4 or 5 different combinations of starters they could use, and you'd be hard pressed to know which one is the best combination.
Spain's been the best performing country in the history of this competition, and that includes Tenerife. Tyler Kalinowski, seeing his damage that he's been able to do, he has been unstoppable. .22 steals over their first 2 games. So that just illustrates how they've been playing defense.
And it's led to points. 22.5 points per game off turnovers. A lot of that coming in the backcourt. The extended defense leads to indefensible situations with a lot of those turnovers. High percentage. Kalinowski, as you mentioned, is another one that's got that dual arrangement. Somehow or other has been able to pick up a Belgian passport.
Well, he played in Belgium.
Right.
For Antwerp.
Yeah, but American.
Of course.
Who has a bit of history and is able to find a way. Nothing wrong with it, but just a little unusual that for a lot of countries to have only 4.
So Killian Tilly can play. He's French, obviously, so it's the European Union.
I like it. I'm not against it. it makes for a highly, highly talented league. And I think it's pretty much agreed throughout Europe right now, and it can fluctuate from season to season, but right now Spain is regarded as the #1 basketball league in Europe.
David Kravish also has a Bulgarian nationality. So here we are. We're about ready to start the final of the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. And we are going to be watching G League United against Unicaja Malaga.
And one thing's for sure, you must defend the three-point line if you're going to have a chance against Unicaja. They've been lights out.
Well, good early evening, everybody, from Singapore. Local time is 7 p.m. We are underway. The final of the FIBA Intercontinental Cup between G League United in the white and Unicaja Malaga in their trademark green and purple. And it's Unicaja now with possession. The last team from Spain to win this title, Lenovo Tenerife in 2023, and then 2 years before that, Herrero San Pablo Burgos. Here is the dump, and the bucket is good from Yenko Basima, a Spaniard in every sense of the word. And the foul out on the perimeter by Osetkowski. You also go back to 2020 when Tenerife won it. And Tenerife also won it in 2017. So yeah, other than that, you had Real Madrid with a whole slew of titles, and Barcelona have also played in the Intercontinental Cup. They won it in '85, their last time. Here's Baker. Good looking shot from Baker.
We hit 2 big threes against the Jack Jumpers, and I dare say if he doesn't hit those threes, they may not have been made progress through to this championship game. .4 seconds on the clock. You appreciate how big Charlie Brown is when you put him up against Osetkowski. He looks a lot taller. So he's got that length. Simo again, drives in, misses everything. Wow. Here's shot down low. They battle for the basketball. Sima has it. Just bully ball by Burton. Good play, just wasn't able to finish. Three-point shot is good from Taylor. That's the danger I was talking about. Got to make him put it to the floor. Need a lot more ball pressure from the three-point line. There's Broderick. Hit the big shots yesterday. And Burton has it knocked out of his hands. Taylor races down the floor, gets blocked, but Barrero trails. And a great example why coaches always tell you, you need to hustle down to follow it up. Baker passes back out to the perimeter. Here's Brown. Osetkowski bangs his way down low, and the foul called on Thomas. They're so well organized and drilled. Whenever they see a mismatch, they know how to get it. This is that transition you were talking about. Good hands. Taylor misses it, but the follow-up. I mean, the key for Toscano there is not so much necessarily to block it, but to go up and get it. Looked like he could have gone up and got it with 2 hands. Osetkowski, count it. That's a 2. Unicaja go up by 6. Here's Baker, tries to make the bounce pass, is kicked. Sima played a year at St. John's in America. Here's Osetkowski.
It's one of the problems that you have. He's a big that can go outside. I think G League United thinking that they're not getting any much love from the refs with the contact in this tournament. But it is a physical game, the international basketball. Well, that's a foul surely on Sema. They're going to call it tied up. He had his hands all over it.
Oh.
And they get Osikowski. They catch G League United sleeping. And Hewitt calls timeout.
Yeah, they're the ones you can't afford. Those cheapies where you just lack a concentration, not engaged, not switched on of what's going on. And this well-drilled Unicaja team, they'll make you pay.
Right here. Robert. Right here. Deontay. Roderick. Charlie. Hey. Juan. Get a good passing angle there, Charlie. Good passing angle. Hit. You got it. Turn and go downhill. If not, hey. Robert's coming back up. Hit. Play through and go, Robert. Hey.
Hey. But this game is going to be way more physical than yesterday. Way more physical. The real question is, who the fuck are we going to beat? Yeah. Come on.
Catch it. If you can go downhill, if you ain't got it, Robert pop, don't you? Let's go.
Defense on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
We're just drawing up a play there. Trying to use that timeout to break a bit of momentum and a hot start by Unicaja.
Toscano. Very quick first step. Thomas. Thomas has to take a tough shot. He's fading. Great composure. Taylor, mid-range. Oh. And Toscano goes down, fouled by Perry.
Perry just put the brakes on when he saw Toscano coming down. And what they have, because they are so deep, they're unafraid to take fouls. A lot of times if you've got players that play big minutes, they can add up and you can get into foul trouble. But because they're so deep, if there's a mismatch, they'll just foul, stop the play.
Osikowski. Soft release.
He's got good hands. Great touch for a big man.
And Perry ties up Toscano. Perry looks like he really wants to get after these guys.
Yeah, this is swarming. Really good defense.
David Kravis enters the game for SEMA. I mean, is there a team in Europe that has more quality bigs than Unicaja Malaga in terms of sheer numbers?
And most of them can stretch the floor.
Yeah, maybe the exception of SEMA. Everybody else can step outside. Baker. He has got a nice jumper, doesn't he?
Oh, my word. And around the basket, three-point line. We see Baker down low, squares up, good footwork. Really good footwork with the drop step. And with that size, not too many people can contest that shot.
Played 4 years at Harvard University.
So we know he's got a good IQ.
Played for Tommy Amaker. There is, but listed as a forward, very big forward. Now, good reach. Brown dribbles it off his foot. Kravish tries to keep it away, and it's going to be Osikowski that picks it up. Now quickly up to Barreto. Barreto for three. A little bit long. Now quickly for the United. Brown, short. Osikowski, boy, he is getting some looks. Kravish knocks it out. Look at him move the ball around. Oh, nice pass over the D. Kravish.
Perfectly weighted to get over the outstretched arms of Baker. You know, I've got to be cautious of these quick shots. Just trying to do everything off the dribble.
Thomas pulls up twice. He's shown his feathery touch. Yeah, one thing we're not seeing really is any penetration into the paint. Unicaja not allowing that. Toscano almost coming up with a steal, and this time Cam Taylor losing his handle, and Brown takes a bump. Baker follows.
Perry did it again. He just put the brakes on, and Brown just ran straight into him. One of those ones that quite often you see a whistle called on that one, on that play. But I think at the end of the day, it was probably a good call. There's that touch pass. Beautifully weighted.
Alberto Diaz in the game being hounded. And that is the hand checking that you're just not going to allow from Bowden. So we spoke to the referees.
Yeah. Yeah, it
That's
is.
exactly what they're telling Coach Hewitt. There's Kalinowski. It's going to be short. Falster also in the game now for the first time for the United. Here's Burton, and Burton goes up.
Burton thought he got hit on the layup. You need to be strong if you're taking it in. There's a lot of big bodies.
Well, the rule is if you go straight up, hands up,
Yeah.
the question becomes if your momentum carries you into the shooter or if you lower your arms. And Kravish just went straight up there. The contact was being initiated by Burton. Osikowski missing. Oftentimes you'll see the whistle blow though. Here we go, this is more like it. Nice play, Burton. Sweet pass as well.
It's a rare breakdown on the D-trans of Unicaja.
Mid-range, Osikowski gets it to Diaz. He's able to get it over to Kalinowski. Kalinowski.
Kalinowski knows his role, and that is to shoot the ball. He's come out, let it fly. He's had 29 points in this tournament before this one in 28 minutes of action. So when he's on the floor, he's going to get him up, and they're going to try and get it to him.
Oh, look at Toscano. He does get into the paint this time, and that soft touch, he scores and makes it a 2-point game. Tyson Perez in. Here's Kravish. Gets it to Kalinowski. Hands it off. And the whistle blows.
Yeah, and this is one where you see teams and they play an equal opportunity offense, they spread it around, but this, even in just the 2 games we've seen already from Unicaja, there are some clearly defined roles of the players, of what they can and can't do. And have a look, there's some of the legends that were inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you got Tim Hardaway as well on the left. He was here, present with the Black Cat. Peja Stojakovic over there. Romain Sato has the best seat in the house alongside Starberry. Stefan Marbury. You call him Starberry, don't you?
Stefan Marbury.
Do you not just call him Stefan or Steph?
Hello, yeah.
Toscano drifts in.
They're in the bonus now, so there's going to be a couple of free throws.
I mean, it really feels like G League United in this game particularly struggling with the way the game is being called.
Well, they've been, that's right, and they've been forced into some really tough shots. Their game, when you have limited preparation, there's a lot of reliance just on talent, ISO ball, get to the rim. And as such, they're shooting a lot of contested shots, and that's led to a 6 of 17, 35% field goal percentage, and only 1 of 5 at 20% from the three-point line.
Toscano actually out of your picture going over to talk to Marbury about Marbury saying, hey, listen, you got to do it this way.
Tim Hardaway giving the officials a bit of advice on the sideline as well.
Oh, the bounce pass goes off the foot of Perez.
A lot of advice to the officials.
Well, no, you got Stojakovic now talking with Hardaway about what's going on. Here we go. Shot, oh, and the foul on the shot is going to send G League United to the line. 2 free throws for Bowden.
And just put on the line. And I can imagine someone like Tim Hardaway or some of them who don't see a lot of international basketball, they don't understand the nuances or maybe not accustomed to the nuances of the officiating. And international basketball, they allow a lot more
Contact.
Contact.
Depends what kind of contact, though.
That is true, but compared to what you would see in the collegiate level or even in the NBA in some circumstances,
Right.
some aspects of the game, and one of the ones is finishing at the rim, they'll call a lot more in the NBA when you're finishing at the rim than they will here.
Melvin Edgem in the game. Also, they did give him 3.
Wow, the official.
That's what Iban Navarro was quizzing one of the referees about why there was 3 and not 2, but
Well, they originally indicated the official said
yeah,
2,
we
but
can't see it from our position, obviously. He makes 2 of the 3. Kravish double comes, somebody's open. Kalinowski, that's it. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not like he missed a lot, but he missed a couple. It's not going to get inside his head, is he? He's going to keep putting them up.
that's right. That's his role. And for all the contact we've seen on shots, there's been a foul call that think of that when I was talking about those roles. A couple of possessions ago, they ran a play at Kalinowski who didn't shoot it. And I looked at the coach.
And he wasn't happy.
And he was 0 of 2. And he was like, what are you doing? You got to shoot that.
Yeah. This is why we run this
That's
for you.
That is a way to generate some confidence in a player, to know that, hey, we're going to live with you, make it or miss it, provided it's the right shot. You take the right shot, hey, let it fly. And if you don't let it fly, I'm going to get on you. I didn't have too many coaches tell me that. It's
you always put it up.
It was more like, hey, maybe just have a think about that next one.
Yeah, there's the shot right at the end, and Tyson Carter gets the rim, but that's it. But Unicaja Malaga leading at 22-17 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, good first quarter. Both teams really aggressive. As I mentioned, the field goal percentages have been challenging because of the defense that's been played. But Baker coming out, knocking down the 3 ball, also collecting one around the rim as well. It's been up and down, really physical contest. And Unicaja with the 5-point lead. This is clearly the toughest challenge they've had. David Kravish, you mentioned him. He came on and had an impact. 4 points, 5 rebounds in 5.5 minutes of action for him. And Dylan Osadkowski with the 6 points leads the way. And it's Rod Baker with the 5 that's leading it for the NBA G League United. They've been able to spread it around for their 17 points.
Great crowd tonight here at the Singapore Indoor Arena for this final. We've been here for several days. This is game day 4. Previous 3 days we had 2 games. Today we've had 3.
Yeah, it's been a great day of basketball. 2 great games went down to the wire. And the Jack Jumpers from Australia, the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers representing the NBL and Oceania with a picking up the bronze medal. They beat it.
Oh, nice drive, Carter, but great rim protection. That was Burton. And there is the jumper on the break, pulling up Charlie Brown from downtown. And now it's a 2-point game. Yeah, the Jack Jumpers beating Auriati. We also saw Petro de Luanda get their first win. There's a jumper. David Kravish will jump hook.
Tominaga, the Japanese Olympian. Yep.
Feels like with Tominaga, if he's going to get the ball, he's going to shoot it, because you see a lot of those quick shots.
No, he's got the same sort of role as Kalinowski. Doesn't quite do it quite as well yet, but he's just finished up his collegiate career with Nebraska.
I mean, the Coach Hewitt does what he wants to do, what his plan is, but I guarantee you, the crowd wants to see Tominaga here in Singapore. Now, shot clock violation.
But when he gets it going, he's a tough cover because he's prepared to shoot it from anywhere over the half-court line. And when he gets on a streak, he's tough to guard.
Here he is. Oh, it's going up. You can hear the buzz in the crowd. And then Diaz uncharacteristically loses it as he takes it up the floor. Here is Foster going in, trying to get the
flush.
The flush, yeah.
Cocked it back like he was going to do something special. And unfortunately for him, they got a piece of it and bobbled off.
Jedovic hemmed in, passes back outside to Diaz. Gets it back to Jedovic. Oh, nice bounce pass. Look at the teamwork. They did all the hard work and then missed the layup.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice pass and the constant man and ball movement. Diaz comes out of the game. Now this is a little unusual because Diaz and Perry had been traded minutes, but I suppose Carter and Taylor take on some of the ball handling duties.
Bowden, that was short. Travis gets it out. Cam Taylor. So the Basketball Champions League winners, Unicaja Malaga taking on G League United. We've already seen BCL Asia winners El Riyadi today, and also Basketball Africa League winners. Petro de Luanda here is, oh, nice little Euro step. And the block, oh, traveling.
Yeah, I think he got a sneaky extra step in.
Paul Hewitt completely disagrees with you.
Well,
but
I think it might have been, but because we see a lot of that type of action go unwhistled regularly, he's a little upset.
Well, I think I would probably agree with you. Now Bowden. His pass to the corner. It was deflected. Tominaga wide open. That was long.
That's as clean as look as he's going to see. He's got to knock those down.
Tyson, Carter, and a foul on Unicaja, pushing off. Osikowski coming back into the game. Toscano coming back into the game. Oh, ball goes through the hands of Foster.
That was a slick pass. Bowden just zipped that one. When you're in close quarters and there's a heat on that pass, I think he was expecting Baker to flare a little wider. A little too much on it.
Oh, great read by Toscano. Here he goes. Oh, he misses the dunk. He will be disappointed about that one.
My word, that was a gift. Fans were up.
Now Jedovic, baseline, hands it off. Osikowski doesn't catch it cleanly first, but then he does. And Tominaga missing it from deep.
Well, he's 0-3. 2 good looks, 1 rushed.
And the foul.
Nice of Perez just put it to the deck. Have a look. This is the one before. Osikowski's got really good hands. He can finish around the rim. He's very reliable from the three-point line, to a point where you see players in the NBA, he is better than many NBA players. And for him, he's found a great home here, but you look at his skill sets and what he's done in Europe and how he's played at Texas, so they've had a reasonable chance. But since coming out of college, I think his game's evolved. And, you sort of wonder why he...
I think it must be... I think in the NBA, don't they want a certain type of player, though?
Well,
like
maybe maybe at this end of the floor might be more of an issue for him, but gee, on the offensive end, he's really reliable.
I think he could play over there. He could figure it out easily, and maybe he will. But the one thing about the NBA is there are only so many spots.
There's a lot of them these
And
days.
again, you know, you got the chance to play for one of the best teams in Europe, in Spain. And he gets it off just in time. I mean, let's put it this way. Living in Malaga is not a bad life.
No, that's for sure. And I'm sure he's reasonably well compensated.
Good play, Baker, but then he doesn't finish because he gets surrounded quickly by Unicaja, Punis, and Perry. Oh, look at the switch. And then the foul right at the end.
Yeah, and one of the things about Perry is that when he gets to the rim, he's just as good both hands. This time he steps through. Look at the way he protects the ball, extends it out with the left. Can't get it to fall, but he'll go to the line to shoot a couple. Perry, an excellent free throw shooter. Last season in the Spanish league, he shot it a little over 70%. 79% in the Champions League games.
Okay, look, so you got Stojakovic in the middle, Hardaway to the left, drinking some coffee. Miao Ligi next to Romain Sato, and then Stephen Marbury. And who was the other person you spotted? Another Hall of Famer kind of hiding just out of sight.
Didn't quite see them all, but you did a pretty good job of identifying them, most of them.
And racing down the floor for the bucket. Unicaja Malaga is Taylor. And, excellent work, Baker.
He's got some tools, hasn't he? Shoots
really
the three.
I'm impressed.
And the way he's just shot fake, puts the ball to the deck. That's a long, big, long guy that's got a lot of skill sets. Oh.
Edgem missing from the right corner.
Sitkowski.
How about that?
The three ball doesn't hesitate. Oh.
I don't think Sitkowski is too enamored with the call. Watch this. On offense, this is what you were talking about.
Yeah. So smooth. Never looks like he's rushed. Never panics. He's up to 11 points now. Only has the one rebound.
I think the other Hall of Famer that's over there, is it Danira Nakic Bilic? Is it her or her?
No, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one.
And the follow goes out of bounds, hit by Foster.
Croatian legend, she is. Incredible career. And they're just methodically going about their business, Unicaja, and with their efficiency to hold this G League team to only 22 points in 17 minutes of action is a hell of an effort.
How about that shot from Toscano? Jedovich missing. Toscano able to corral the rebound despite the pressure coming from behind. How about Bowden? He's got a nice stroke. And that's going to lead to a timeout for Ivan Navarro and Malaga.
Back-to-back threes. Just what United NBA G League team needed. It's timeout.
This is not enough. If we got one foul to give, we can press them much more and force them to put the ball on the floor. From here, if you are below the three-point line, they're gonna shoot. They're gonna shoot. So one foul to give, stay close, force them to drive, and then use the fouls if you need it. But not these shots. Just then you overreact three-point shot. Stay closer. They cannot play here without pressure. Okay? Much more close. Thank you. 13. Ale, 13. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go. Who was there?
Yeah.
Just a reminder from coach about the defense and letting him know they're going to shoot him and need a little bit more ball pressure.
(33-28), G League United staying close with Unicaja. I think Kalinowski puts up a three, comes right out and knocks it down.
Nothing better than after a timeout, you draw up a play. One thing is to get the play to the right hand. Well, cotton or polyester, whatever you want.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Nylon. Smooth. Chiffon. Perry. And Bowden whistle for the foul. Now he's arguing that Perry stuck his leg out.
I don't think he did, though. He just was.
Let's have a look.
Wasn't going by him. He was going straight at him.
Now they're saying it's only 2 free throws and not 3.
Well, they think he should be shooting. I don't even think they're going to award him shots.
Oh.
I guess they're saying what happened is he's landed.
Right.
And then he's just kept running and taking him out of the contest. So they've called it
That's unusual.
a sideline ball.
It's unusual that it kind of evolves like that. Here, the dunk outside. Paredo. There's the rebound and the foul from behind on Toscano or Foster.
And rebounding starting to become an issue. That's the 6th offensive rebound, and Unicaja lead that category 25-19. Saying that was on the rebound. Edgem thought he should be shooting free throws.
Oh, there you go. It's a
And
couple
they've
now
said,
where they thought they'd be going to the line.
No, sir.
Kalinowski, nice pass to Sema, who wanted to dunk it, but in the end laid it up.
Kalinowski, he's going to make him help on those on-ball screens because he's so white hot from the perimeter. Oh, that's a foul.
Thomas. Nice passing by G League United. Bowden puts it up, and the foul. Bowden's become a central figure in this The danger man.
Yeah, my word, he's been aggressive.
So Charlie Brown's coming back in. And Ivan Navarro knows, he's coached enough basketball Champions League games that he knows how to communicate his issues to the referee while getting the point across without getting it technical, because he's definitely over there chirping away about not getting free throws on a couple of those plays. A couple of those fouls. Bowden makes both. Barreto. Ball goes out of bounds. A couple times Barreto has missed shots from the perimeter, and that's because of the activity on defense. Clearly affecting the shot. Final 18 seconds. Big possession here for G League United. They'd like to get a bucket to go to halftime with some momentum and to get closer. Brown, entry pass. Foster steps, puts it up. They battle for the rebound and come away with nothing. So at the end of a very hard 20 minutes, it's Unicaja Malaga leading at 38-32 over NBA G League United.
Well, this seems like a real Unicaja type game. It's a grind, it's a lot of half-court action, and to hold the NBA G League to only 32 points is reflective of their defense. And there you see the rebound discrepancy. Osakowski with the 11, Bowden with the 7, leading the way for each of the teams.
Let's go down to the court and listen from David Kravish.
So leading by 6 points at halftime, and yet it feels like you guys still have room for improvement. How do you feel about your team's performance so far?
We've been doing well. We've missed some shots we should have made, especially down low, and turned the ball over a few times. Had some lapses on defense. But you're going to make mistakes every game. It's just tighten it up in the second half.
And how important is it for you guys to respond collectively to your opponent's style of game?
It's really important. I mean, they're coming from the G League. This is kind of a different set of rules, a different style. But we just got to do what we do, and I think that's what's most important.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Great crowd tonight here in the Singapore Indoor Arena, watching the final. And now we're going to get a look at the induction class of the 2024, the induction class of the FIBA Hall of Fame. Here, there was an induction ceremony actually on the court here last night. They had a magnificent setup that my colleague here, Andrew Gaze, took part in. He put on a suit, which was quite an accomplishment. Got up there.
Looking sharp.
Got up there, represented his country well and international basketball well, as some true legends that got their just due and were recognized here by going into the FIBA Hall of Fame, of which you're a member of.
Yeah, and I had the privilege.
And your father, I might add.
Yeah, I had the privilege of representing all the previous Hall of Famers and introducing and welcoming the 8 inductees of the class of 2024.
Yeah, the future, the present. So on the overhead up top, and I know that FIBA is obviously with the Hall of Fame is telling the world that our history matters. It's important.
Good evening,
And
Singapore.
if you ever get a
This is
chance to go to the
Gretchen
House of
Ho from the
Basketball
Philippines,
in
and I'm
Nice, right
proud
outside
to
of
present
Geneva,
to you
it
your
is
new inductees into the FIBA
quite an emotional
Hall
experience,
of Fame.
really, when you walk through the Hall of
This
Fame and you
is
see all the people that have
class
impacted
of
the sport.
2024. Joining us tonight from China, She is a 4-time FIBA Women's Asia Cup winner, a 2-time MVP of the same competition. She participated in 3 Olympics and is the only Chinese player to win WNBA and WCBA titles. Please welcome on the floor, FIBA Hall of Famer, Miao Li-Jie.
And what impresses me, what was noted last night was the fact that she was playing for China as a 16-year-old.
She is a former Olympic
Most people are just
FIBA
learning how to
Women's
drive in my
Basketball
country.
World Cup finalist,
She's out there playing at the highest level.
European Player of the Year, and awarded with a Franjo Bukar State Award for Sport, the highest possible sporting honor from Croatia. Please welcome our FIBA Hall of Famer, Danira Nakic-Bilic.
I think Danira looks like, and Miao look like they can still go out there and play some.
No doubt. She was a superstar, 3-time European Player of the Year.
One of Africa's finest basketball players since the millennium. He was named to the AfroBasket All-Star 5 in 2009, playing for the Central African Republic. He won 16 club domestic titles during his career in Greece,
If you're watching at Ohio,
Turkey,
you remember him.
Spain, and Italy.
His great years with Xavier. Also drafted, went to San Antonio.
Romain Sato.
And played for the longest time for Montepaschi Siena, where they won several titles.
She is a 3-time
I remember him from the end of his career in Valencia, Spain, playing for them, where he was also so respected.
She lifted the European Cup and eye-bulging 11 times with Triple T Riga. We have our FIBA Hall of Famer, Skajdrite Smilzina Budowska. Now, due to her limited mobility to travel to Singapore, her daughter Agnia Schmite is here tonight.
So that is her daughter. That's a proud moment for her.
And rounding up our guests for tonight, we have FIBA World Cup winner, a FIBA Eurobasket winner, who played 13 seasons with Sacramento Kings, followed by the Indiana Pacers.
Who had the incredible World Cup in 2002 in Indianapolis, had the incredible NBA career,
He won an NBA title
especially with Sacramento, where he was, you couldn't think about Sacramento basketball without thinking about Peja Stojakovic.
Won an NBA title with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yep. And
there you have it. A big hand once again to your NBA Hall of Famer, or FIBA Hall of Famer class of 2024.
And we also had
basketball legends gracing this floor.
We also had Reggie Miller go in and Dan Peterson, who couldn't be here.
Kirk Penny, the New Zealand star.
Was here, but he, I think, must have already left. He was here for the ceremony.
Yeah, he's actually the assistant coach at University of Wisconsin, and
he's got some work to do.
Had to get back to some working duties.
So as we look back at the highlights, and I'll tell you what, if I'm the G League United and I come into this game and I'm thinking, if I could play like that in the first half and be within several points as they are, I'm happy with that. I don't mind, because this game is going to be won in the fourth quarter, I would imagine.
We'd expect, and based on what we saw in the first half and the evenness of this contest, it looks like it's going to go down to the wire. It's going to just Crafty. He's been really good with his 7 points. And they've shared it around. A few of the players have 7 points. Bowden and Rod Baker. Kalinowski, he's continues on what we've seen the first couple of games with what he can do from the perimeter.
This was a terrific take. They actually could have called a foul on Perry there. It looked like he grabbed him as he ran past. But I think probably Toscano is happy they didn't, because he was able to get into the lane and score. So we are at halftime of a great final at the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. And it's 38-32, Unicaja Malaga on top of the NBA G League United. We'll be right back for the start of the second half.
you define your journey. We offer you more than just one route. Double your journey, double your happiness. EVA Air.
Our game is original. Our style is original. So why would I wear the same kicks as everybody else? This is new Skechers basketball. Elite performance, all-star quality, new Skechers.
So Coach, you know today was going to be a challenge. Trailing by 6 points, what was your message to the locker room?
Just play the way we played after the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. I thought we played better. We missed some shots, but I thought we were settled into the game and just got to start making some shots now.
And yesterday we heard DeAndre Burden said to his teammates, adversity builds character. Is this the best time for your players to show their character?
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to play against a very good basketball team, talented team, well coached. Let's see what we can do with the 6 point deficit.
Unicaja Malaga on top of G League United, and sitting here alongside Andrew Gaze, I'm Jeff Taylor, and we have just enjoyed just a short memory of last night of the Hall of Fame ceremony that took place on the court here, where 8 people were inducted into the FIBA Hall of Fame. 5 of those people are still here, so organizers wanted to make sure they got a little bit of recognition from the crowd. That was great to see. And again, just a great reminder of international basketball and how FIBA really has, there's just so many great people out there that just because they're not playing now and they may not be hyped in social media doesn't mean that they're not important. You know what I mean?
No, and you look at the Hall of Fame, the FIBA Hall of Fame, and some of the names, there's bona fide superstars in there. Reggie Miller was another one that he wasn't able to attend, but he's sent through a great video. It's
Dan Peterson, amazing, just like a walking encyclopedia of knowledge. The legendary coach in Italy, who is from America, of course. Kirk Penny was here, but he had to leave. Played for New Zealand's national team for so many years, and also had a great pro career. Going back to Wisconsin, where he played college basketball. So we're underway now, the second half, the final of the FIBA Intercontinental Cup, Singapore Indoor Arena, and G League United, no doubt. Look at Thomas coming out, shaking and baking, but his shot goes off the rim and over the backboard.
Yeah, it's pretty. Some handles, unfortunately, didn't end all that pretty, but
the pass thrown over Charlie Brown. Osikowski fouled. Osikowski has got his game face on, doesn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah, he always has.
He does not, he's not going to be pushed around by anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Here he is getting a little bit of space. This time he comes up short. Deontay Burton guarding him, now quickly the other way. Toscano had the drive, just didn't have the finish. There goes back to Unicaja. I think all things considered, especially since the Unicaja Malaga team does have the benefit of continuity and coming back together, these G League United guys have done well.
Oh, my
keeping
word.
it together.
My word, they have.
And evolving.
And also the timing of these events, because every team gets a day off, and when you get here, Unicaja,
well, they had the day off yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. They're probably a little fresher. United was in that dogfight with the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers.
Yeah, that was a sweet drive. Charlie Brown tried to strip Perry as he went past. But Perry, quality guard. There's Baker. And flying in for the rebound is Barreto. There's Sema, and the ball goes off the hands, yep, of G League United. That was the previous drive where Perry scored. Perry, the shot clock winding down, was in and out. Broderick Thomas takes it deep, but then throws it away. Kalinowski's pass deflected. And Toscano flies into the crowd, but is held up right at the end. Von Navarro and now Paul Hewitt. Both these guys trying to get a win, trying to get a signature trophy for them in their careers, or at least another one. There's Kalinowski losing his handle as he gets into the paint. Oh. And then Osikowski gets his hands up. He can shoot it.
Does not make it. And that is Rob Baker right in front of us. Good work. Kind of gave you a look of disdain. Did you say something about it?
I did not at all.
He must have confused you with me.
I think he was just upset. He was unable to save that ball.
It's an 8-point lead for Unicaja. Devon Navarro whips it over to Osikowski, takes a tough three.
Well, it's been a clunky start by both these teams. First couple of possessions, and you can see how much it means by the effort they're putting in on the defensive end. It's very few open looks.
Oh, again, nice defense, getting the hands up, getting the steal. Osikowski drives in, banks it in! What a finish from Osikowski. He switches the ball to the left hand and banks it in. He's already releasing it when his head's under the basket.
It was beautiful, well read. What's the way he used his body? The body to protect the ball. He comes in now. And with the left, like you mentioned, just a good play. Good, smart play. Assess the situation well.
Rebounds and runs, brings it up the court. Now he's trapped. And Osikowski whistled for a foul, reaching from behind.
I think they mentioned, was it Perry they gave the foul to? Or? Yeah, it was Perry.
Oh, Perry, excuse me. Maybe Osikowski was putting his hands together as a prayer of thanks.
Burton got hit. I think it might have been his own man who hit him.
Well, he's tough. He's not going to come out of the game, that's for sure. Thomas's pass intercepted. Unicaja are picking those things off. That's 3 now in this quarter. They're keeping it away from Thomas. I can understand the frustration from Thomas on this one.
You're saying Perry grabbed his arm.
Yeah, there might be some truth to that. Nice bounce past Sema. And I think that in and of itself is also going to be a tough foul on Burton if it is, because it looks like he's going straight up. And Sema runs into him. No, he's kind of going to his left.
Left and forward.
But it's a aggressive approach, attacking the pressure.
Hard to get any flow into the game when there's that much contact being made on every single possession. And respect the intensity on the defense. They're up and in, but every pass, every dribble is contested.
Now 11. Burton. Burton knocks it out of Osikowski's hands as he was trying to make the outlet pass.
See, Burton's frustrated.
Oh, look at Perry. Oh, my. And now that gives Toscano speeding the game up. Chance. And Kalinowski reaches and it's called for the foul. Wasn't going to give away a break.
Burton frustrated, just going into a no pass. I'm just going to take matters in my own hands. It's very difficult to do at the best of time, but when you're up against Unicaja, they pack in the paint. It's probably not the best way to go about it.
timeout by the G League United. They're trying to figure a couple of things out. I think the biggest challenge for G League United right now is their focus.
Yeah.
Balance the anger with playing how they want to play.
And just getting sometimes motion just for the sake of motion. Move the ball around, then get into that downhill action and attack the rim. Try and loosen up the defense, have the defense be unsure about their responsibilities by moving the ball around.
Oh, nice pass into the paint. Baker misses the dunk.
Just tried to put a little bit too much on it. Go ahead and dunk it. Tried to eviscerate the rim.
Oh, Perry, jumper. Osikowski keeps it alive. He goes up and misses the dunk. And now foul called on Baker. Baker's probably a little frustrated that he missed his dunk, and now he's going to get called for the foul here. Watch.
Yeah, it's a lot of contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He continues to chip away. Osikowski. He's up to 13 points. A couple of rebounds. It's a 12-point lead. Excuse me, 13-point lead, but just gets that feeling it feels like a whole lot more than that, doesn't it? And that's mainly because the G League team
missed a couple of opportunities
and can't score. 32 points, 25 minutes.
One shot and out. Another lob. Sema takes his time, puts it up and in. You've seen Unicaja play, really tough games even last season, the Basketball Champions League, but then second half comes and they do just kind of race away. They wear you down.
Yeah. And they're so well drilled. Here we see the transition, just a perfect pass. But on the defensive end, they hard show on those middle on balls. And that time, we see the rotation. And it was Kalinowski, the little fella, but he's right there to catch the ball. It's not, oh, I'm a step late. They're on point every single possession.
Thomas.
They needed that.
Jumper. Oh, yeah. So that was the two. Diaz being hounded by Bowden. Kalinowski gets the screen, gets it back. Sema knocks it out to Diaz. Kalinowski. Oh, my. Oh, my. He has got a beautiful release.
It is. That's perfect technique. I mean, it looks like it could be the ball boy out there, but he's 31 years of age and really experienced. If not for the beard.
Yeah.
He's got those. Oh, dear.
Osikowski. If that one goes, it could be good night, Irene. Oh, boy. Turnover. Look out.
traveled.
Yeah, he may have taken a step and gotten away with it. 18 points in the lead. I think. Well. You almost wonder if they need to put Tominaga in. Just give you an extra threat from outside.
He didn't have a great first half.
No, he missed 3 shots.
And you lose a little
defense.
A little faith.
Every single one of us, nigga, we all are better than this shit. Our dream is not to play fucking ACB. Our dream is not to play fucking Euro League. Our dream is to play in the fucking National Basketball Association, nigga. To make millions and fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. This shit, what they doing to us is embarrassing. It's unacceptable. We gotta change the tide now. Wait. Jordan. Roderick. Juan. Deontay. Hey. Jordan. You're in and out. Mike, come up, set the screen. Roderick, get down the hill. Mike, roll. Let's go. Defense on. Defense.
Well, that was a timeout that was more directed at the coach. Paul Hewitt just wanted to say his piece with the officials. And he spent 90% of that time out trying to get his point across. He feels like there's too much hand action.
Well, certainly our microphone picked up Toscano on the bench, and it really made no sense at all what he said. Honestly, sitting here, speaking objectively,
he's just trying
his team's getting beat by 18 points by, you know, basketball Champions League winners Unicaja, and really, you know, internationally speaking, it's an international game these days, and this team is a good representative. Now, that's a tough finish for Deontay Burton. Maybe this will trigger something.
And I think it was more about trying to motivate his teammates than anything else.
Yeah, it was.
And there you see that's a clear foul and gets to the line and one. And in fairness to the G League team, this is to me an example of them not understanding the physicality and the way in which they allow you to play in Europe as opposed to the G League or even the NBA. They're not allowing this amount of contact. So when you're not familiar to it, you're not protecting yourself like you normally would with your ball handling, certain other aspects. Boy, do they set some screens and really make you work. Kalinowski there with 2 or 3 times just working the off-the-ball screen. And when you've got to fight over the top of it, you can't just take the easy route underneath, because if you take that easy route underneath, kicking it, it's a 3-ball.
So the lead goes back to 17. And Unicaja with their business-like approach just getting on with it. 13 minutes and 25 seconds. Still a long way to go.
Oh, he didn't need to hit that.
G League United, they're not going to count it.
I think it was going to drop. I think it was going to fall anyway. At that time, I think it was Foster that just got a hand on it before it had gone in, and that made it ineligible for the 2 and the N1.
Oh, that adds insult. There's the Hall of Famers again. Well, Tim Hardaway does not look happy. It's like he's taking this personally. doesn't want to see the G League. You got to put it out there, though. I mean, first of all, it's an accomplishment to get to the final for them. That's not what they want to hear, but it's true when you compare it to recent seasons. Recent FIBA Intercontinental Cups. Taylor. Bounce pass intended for Kravish.
The thing about this is this G League team has got enough talent that they can get it going. They can string some buckets together quick. Still plenty of time, long way to go in this one.
Foster drives in and scores with the left hand. Taylor back to Kravish. Turn around. David Kravish. Toscano missing and Perez coming in for the rebound. So more than 12 minutes left in the game. And one of the issues that so many teams face when they play Unicaja Malaga is if there's just like a little wariness or maybe the defense drops a little bit for a player, he can go out and a guy that's just as good, if not better, comes in.
It's relentless. It's non-stop, relentless pressure and fresh bodies coming at you.
Oh, and Diaz falls over. Ball goes back over. It's a couple of times where Diaz has lost it. Bowden from the baseline. He's been a good player tonight. Carter. Taylor gets in, passes it back outside to Carter. That's beautiful. Well, it's the smart play. You got three guys collapsing on you, so somebody's open.
And they don't panic. They're down to 2 or 3 seconds, but still prepared to make the extra pass to get a wide open look.
Foster back. MJ Walker! Here comes the G League United. Back to a 12-point deficit.
And good few minutes, good couple of minutes for the NBA G League United team.
Please, if David can under control this one-on-one, don't get deep from this guy at the top. Stay in good defensive positions. David got this one-on-one control. He is not a low-post player. Don't overhelp. They need freeze. When they go inside, they get crushed. They need freeze. Stay closer there. Good communication. Okay, this is not like at the top. Okay, so it's go. You can switch aggressive. ¿Vale? Alberto, vamos a jugar two up downs.
Bowden making one of his jumpers. 9 points, leading the way. Leading the way for the G League. Osikowski's 15 points is a game high for Unicaja. So that foul's going to put Diaz on the line.
Unicaja, they're only shooting at 38%. This is one of their worst three-point field goal shooting nights they've had in the tournament. Well, it is their worst. They're right at 5 of 22 on the evening, 5 of 16 for the NBA G League.
Bowden hands it off. Foster gets it back, puts it up. This is again. Bowden gets it. Toscano for three. And Edgem turns and puts it up from the elbow. The final seconds ticking off the clock. The third quarter. Burton travels, and he may have injured himself. Ooh.
Yeah, they deemed he just lost his footing and traveled.
Watch. Oh,
which he did. He
just a couple of awkward moves there that left his right knee his right leg kind of bent. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He's kind of limping over. Definitely didn't look good. Final second, Perry. So that is the end of the third quarter. It's Unicaja Malaga up 57-44 on NBA G League United.
And United have had their problems. These numbers, they're not pretty reading for NBA G League United. 32%, 16 of 50 overall from the field. And there you see the three-point numbers, both of them well below what you'd normally come to expect. And that's with the intensity of this game. Championship on the line, putting it out there. And we've seen some pretty good moments, though, from both these teams. Osakowski's led the way for Unicaja. 15 points, 3 rebounds for him. And the only other player in double figures is Tyler Kalinowski. And for G League, no player yet is in double figures. Jordan Bowden is the best one at 9. And Toscano has the 7, along with Rob Baker. But it was hard going in that third period for the G League team. They were getting frustrated. A lot of big bodies, a lot of holding, a lot of physicality going both ways. And they feel like they got the rough end of the stick.
So still 10 minutes. I mean, plenty of time. 13 points, the difference. Stephen Marbury, the FIBA Intercontinental Cup ambassador on the court, taking part one of the between the quarter musical chairs little games for the kids. It was hilarious. But anyway, back to live action.
If they're going to make a charge, they need to do it early. They need to get this into a situation where Unicaja have to think a little bit more, put a little bit more scoreboard pressure when they're shooting the ball.
Osakowski back in the game. He gives it to Kravish. Foster to the corner. And Osakowski with the rebound. Jay Walker with the miss. Up to Jedovic. Taylor goes up, spites Brown, slapping the backboard, banks it in.
Needed to be sent to the baseline. The middle was open. There was traffic on the baseline where the help was going to be. Oh, we got fouled.
It looked like he did get hit. Now pass Taylor. And Taylor stretches the lead. Well, Thomas didn't complain. He did look at the ref, but Charlie Brown goes in, nowhere to go. It's kind of.
Now they're trying to look for fouls. They're trying to play for fouls rather than just play through this, and it's starting to get a bit desperate. There's the put him on skates, and that's the one. Baker comes out. He's got to make sure that he takes away the middle. Taylor draining the three, making the assignment oh so much harder for the G League team.
There's the pass to Kravish.
Oh. And the way the Unicaja are playing, trying to set up some structures where there is more back cuts could be an advantage, because they're overplaying. They're up and in the lanes. And when they're doing that, although it never came off there, the connection between the ball carrier and the receiver wasn't on. But some back cuts to get some cheap basket, or at the very least just loosen things up a little.
That's on Baker. Here's the drive.
Yeah.
Jedovich is hard-nosed. Not a fun player to go up against. The kind of guy you want on your team. And here he is at the line. One thing they haven't done today is make all of their free throws.
No. In fact, right throughout the tournament, maybe because it's pre-season, but throughout the tournament, the free throw percentages have been well under expectations and somewhat underwhelming.
Well, for you, who
no, it's not about me.
78% is acceptable. Or no, that's your. You should.
That's
at
par.
Least, yeah, that's
par.
You should at least get that. Oh, that's average.
That's what you should be.
Okay, par.
Averaging, yeah.
Cam Taylor. Oh, good hands from Foster. Now just 8 on the shot clock. And Jedovich saves it in bounds. Taylor, that's all. Did you notice Deion Burton is back in the game? So that's good news.
Yeah.
After he left with the leg problem. MJ missing from the left.
Now this is a fine line for the G League because they need quick baskets to try and reel in this. But just coming down with a no-pass offense, get into some.
Yeah, they're down 19 with 6.5 minutes left, and Unicaja Malaga have the ball.
Yeah.
Now you're at the point of probably a miracle comeback if it happens. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's going to be hard from here. They got to do something which they haven't been able to do all game, and that's they just need to start hitting some threes, getting to the rim, get to the free throw line. Uh-oh.
And Perry goes in and scores again. Charlie Brown gets up a little slowly. Deion Burton. Jedovich looks and sees who's open, says, why not? He misses. Toscano back in, he's fouled by Jedovich.
Another example of those take fouls. Any sort of doubt, they just foul and stop the play. Perry, little razzle dazzle. Good finish on the rim. And this one here is running the risk of getting a little ugly.
Perry not giving an inch. Jedovich just so strong. He's able to get to the basket. Tyson Pettis wrestling the ball away. Now Charlie Brown reaches in, taking a little bit of offense. And now Charlie Brown needs to be careful pushing away the referees. Even Paul Hewitt ran out there to make sure nothing happened.
Now he understands emotions are running high.
Now the referees are going to get the players together themselves and just going to talk about this just to make sure everything's under control. No punishment needs to be meted out.
And given the nature of the way, how physical it is, it's no surprise to me that these types of fracas eventuate, because there's technical foul on a double techs. Yeah. They neutralize themselves.
And no free throws.
And it's jump ball, so therefore the possession arrow is pointing the way of the G League, so they'll get possession. But I suspect after we see that a little scuffle like this, that perhaps there might be a readjustment on some of the officiating.
In other words, we might see a quick whistle now?
Just to make sure it doesn't get too out of hand. That's the last thing we need.
Point lead for Unicaja Malaga. So, G League United need to get the ball in the basket to get the open look. Roger Thomas does it hit from the corner. And the ball turned over. Deion Burton. Open shot, Toscano.
One of those nights, just the relentless pressure just keeps wearing you down. 22% now, 5 of 23 from the three-point line.
Now Perry misses it from deep.
Got fouled. Perry with the foul. Oh, they called it. I thought they were going to let that one go.
No, no. So 4:14 remaining, and for Unicaja Malaga get their hands on the FIBA Intercontinental Cup. It was a good drive, but wasn't able to get it to go. Drive, whistle blows, foul Foster. So this FIBA Intercontinental Cup trophy has been won by Tenerife. Who is the applause for there?
Tominaga coming into the game.
Ah, Kasei Tominaga's in, yeah.
And I think it's twofold. One is they want to give him some time, but if a miracle is going to happen, they're going to have to knock down some threes. So they bring in, he's got the ultra green light to let it fly.
I understand why you wouldn't insert him from a defensive standpoint, but it seems like long ago, but it seems like he could have come in a long time ago. But then again, like you said, he did miss on his first 3 shots at the start of the game. There is a 3. Well, maybe by seeing Tominaga, his teammates, it kind of inspires them a little bit. Bowden makes that 3. Here is Perry. It's back to 21-point deficit. Excuse me, now 18. That ball went off of Thomas. He's leading in scoring tonight. $12 points for him. Oh. Listen to the buzz with Tominaga. Oh, look at the hands from Sema. Look at the hustle.
You know, and I'm impressed because this is about a culture of what you want to stand for. And even though they're up by 18, they're still up and in and competing like it's a tied ball game on the defensive end. That's what coaches preach, but it's sometimes hard to get players to buy into that and to execute. It's human nature. We've got a 1. You take the foot off the pedal a little bit. But Unicaja, even in a preseason game, which for all intents and purposes, that's what this is, they're still showing a level of commitment that you love to see if you're a coach.
That is. Gets it up to Sema. Foul from behind on Thomas. So this game, we thought we might get one that was going to be a thriller down to the wire, but really, I think more than anything, this has been about Unicaja Malaga's defense, perhaps. Not giving away easy buckets, not turning it over to create easy opportunities. Points off turnovers, just 4 have been scored by NBA G League United, whereas 10 have been scored by Unicaja.
Yeah, Unicaja, it's respectable. 10 turnovers, so they haven't had a lot of opportunities off those turnovers.
But just in terms of creating that defensive pressure,
yeah,
that it just hasn't happened from the G League United. Bowden again continues to carry the team. He's got 14. Tyson Perez going in, put back, and now Kalinowski sneaks in there, gets the bucket. And a club that is becoming synonymous with trophies, Unicaja Malaga, winning the Copa del Rey a couple of seasons ago, followed by the Basketball Champions League this past year, is now just under 2 minutes away from celebrating the club's first ever FIBA Intercontinental Cup trophy. I guess you would just say they're going to lift the FIBA Intercontinental Cup.
My word, they are, and thoroughly deserved. They've been really impressive throughout the tournament.
This is good. This is good prep for them for the regular season, for the Super Copa. I mean, this is going to bring a lot of smiles to the people back home, no doubt about it. Look at that. More defense from Perry, and now the slam from Jan Kubasima. Number 77. And the answer from Foster. You know who else wears number 77?
Apparently there's a Slovenian player that is pretty.
Yeah.
I've heard about it. Luka.
What was your number? I should know that.
10, please.
Always?
10, always. Except my first Olympics, seniority. There was a vet that was there before me that had to wait till he shipped off.
Was there a reason why you wanted 10?
Yeah, when I was a youngster.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Tominaga puts it up, got it! And that in and of itself is the biggest roar of the night in the Singapore indoor arena. Kasei Tominaga knocks down the three. Which begs the question, why hasn't he been in the game?
Yeah, that roar was similar to when.
It's almost as if you owe it to international basketball to have him in the game. That's how I view it.
Well, one of the great privileges as a commentator was when I was in Okinawa for the World Cup last year, and Japan were on a roll, and when he gets
Against
cooking,
Finland. Yeah.
and he's knocking down those three, the joint was electric. It's one of the most amazing atmospheres, and they pulled off. First time they ever beaten a European team, and it was just a special occasion, and ultimately through that they qualified for Paris. And he was a big part of it, but then in Paris he hardly played. He wasn't part of the rotation.
Yeah.
But he had some huge moments in that World Cup.
Well, look at the Hall of Famers watching events courtside. They've enjoyed themselves. They've been special guests here, and it's been lovely having them here. And another FIBA Intercontinental Cup is getting close to drawing. Look at Bowden coming out hitting another three. He's having himself a game.
He's finished strong.
17 points for him is now a game high. Oh, my goodness. Tyson Perez.
That was some serious elevation.
He can get up. And another bucket. Or Bowden getting another one, so now he's got 19 points. Well, that is a serious, serious dunk.
It is. Almost did it from the side. He was so high.
Did you see Wembanyama's dunk during the Olympics? Or
yeah,
there was one shot where he was way behind the backboard,
Yeah.
and he still reached out from under and released it to score. I'll tell you, international basketball right now is what you want to be watching, really.
It's a thing of beauty.
And I guess after this, what we can look forward to, other than the various league action, will be the next qualifiers that come up, where we're getting some of these, especially the young guys that are coming up. So that is it. The finishing touches have been put on the FIBA Intercontinental Cup 2024, and it's Unicaja Malaga winning this competition for the first time in their history and joining a long list of Spanish teams that have done so. They do it by beating NBA G League United in the final to complete an unbeaten run. They win it 75-70.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort throughout the tournament for this G League team, thrown together. The chemistry is starting to build, and unfortunately tonight, though, there was too many moments. Have a look at the rebound count. Unicaja 53 and dominated the boards and the assists as well. And that assist is testament to a team that's been together a while. They know where every one is. They run some really good sets to get people open, and they're really unselfish. Just a delight to watch a team play basketball the way Unicaja plays. And their coach and all these players deserve great credit. And they did it without a couple of players that weren't even there. So the depth is extraordinary.
Yeah, they had Tilly,
And Balcerovski watching from the bench. Didn't even dress out tonight. So Unicaja Malaga have sent out a message that's like, you know what, we were good last year, and we're just as good, if not better, this year. Look at us, we've just won our first trophy.
Well, they need to be. They finished on top of the Spanish League last season, weren't able to get the deal done in their national competition.
I just think their business-like approach, you just see it.
Oh,
they come to work.
For sure. They are annoying to play against because of their defense and because the way they can spread the floor and just shoot it. And tonight wasn't even one of their better shooting nights, particularly from the three-point line, where they are only 21%, 6 of 29, which is unusual for this team. But they can shoot that poorly from the three-point line and still dominate a very, very talented G League team.
Yeah, they can do it because of their defense. Their defense is always going to give them a chance to win games. So, you know, you talk about so many factors that work, and I think the one thing that we've seen that has worked for this Unicaja Malaga team, but also Tenerife, is the fact that they bring the same guys. Andrew, why don't we go down to the court and listen to Dylan?
Let's do that. I want to hear from him.
So Dylan, congratulations. Unicaja dominated this final. What did you like most about the way you played?
We play as a team. We have a good group of guys that have been together now for almost 3 years. And that's our identity, is to play together, play as a team, and that's what I like best.
And after all the talks about what the second best league in the world is, do you feel like you ended the discussion tonight?
Yeah, sure. I'll let my point guard, if he wants to, Kendrick Perry, he's over there. If he wants to comment on this, I'll let him comment on that, but sure, I guess so.
And the group of guys is bringing another trophy to Malaga. What does it mean to the team?
It means our 3rd trophy in 3 years. I think that's an amazing accomplishment for a club. Yeah.
And how has it been in Singapore for you?
It's been great. I was here last summer on a little trip that I did after the season, so I knew Singapore a little bit. But it's been great. It's been a fun trip, a good tournament, and overall we won, so even better.
And last, do you have a message for mom and dad?
It might be a little early. I don't know if they're up, but hi again. I think I got some family in San Diego. Oma, Tana Cloudy, everybody watching. Hi, love you guys, miss you guys.
Thanks for that.
Well, we've seen Dylan Osetkowski. Now I think we're going to see Stephen Starbury, the FIBA International, the FIBA ICC Cup ambassador, cutting down the nets.
Stefan, as the FIBA Intercontinental Cup ambassador, you had the best seat in the house the whole tournament, including this final. Do you feel like the best team won?
I do. I thought the American team was going to win, but this team right here, they play smart, they play hard, they play together. They never panic. They controlled the game throughout the whole time. Defensively, they made stops when they needed to make the stops. And they made all of the right passes. They moved the basketball, they hit the open man, they cut, they do the things that they're supposed to do to win the game.
And you heard about Juan Tugaso Anderson's statement on the G League being the second best league in the world. Does this battle prove that?
I think that was a little premature when he said that. You got to actually play overseas, you know, throughout your career to really understand. FIBA is completely different from the G League. You know, the G League is NBA rules, it's not FIBA rules, so it's a different game. As far as the level of competition in the G League, I think that it's definitely improved. These guys were put together on a team. They weren't together for a long time, so their chemistry wasn't good enough to be able to play against a team that's been playing with each other for one whole year, you know, with the same guys. They only added one player from what I just found out.
And in your career, you played international basketball early. You then went on to become a global icon. How important do you think it is for players to participate in the international stage?
It's super important. You know, we grow up playing basically FIBA rules. It's not until you get into the NBA where the rules are different.
I think it's important for you to understand the international play, to understand the physicality of the international play. Some guys that come from the NBA, they don't realize the officiating is completely different from in the NBA. So, you know, it takes some time. It takes some time for guys to get used to it, you know, when they're playing against guys that they're not familiar with.
And this is your first time in Singapore. How has it been so far?
It's been great. People have been really nice, really hospitable here.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? That was some good talking from Stephen Marbury. I mean, he just nailed it, didn't he?
We did, and he re-emphasised what we've been saying about the differences in basketball styles and officiating, and the challenge is, no matter how talented you are, to make those adjustments, and also showing respect to Unicaja and their teamwork, their cohesion, the talent, and how ultimately that prevailed.
So now we're going to see the MVP award.
Singapore 2024.
We're going to see some presentation also of medals. First of all, the referees are going to be honored, I guess, as a thank you, or recognized, shall we say, for the work that they did.
Yeah, it's a thankless job, and I think by and large across the entire tournament, it was as consistent as you could expect, and they did a good job.
I thought so. Julio Anaya from Panama, Wojciech Liszka from Poland, and James Alexander Boyer from Australia.
Nice. Go Aussie. Aussie, 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 eh?
You gonna give him a high five?
No, he's a good ref. He does a lot of the NBL games back in Australia. He was at the Olympics in Paris as well. So
Julio Anaya as well from Panama, and Wojciech Liszka. Great refs. And James, always good to see them. So now the silver medals will be presented to the USA players, the G League players. I mean, what Mark Tatum is going to come out. He's on the FIBA Central Board and also NBA Vice President. Yeah, I thought what Marbury had to say about it was good. It's not so much for me about what league is better. It's about recognizing where great basketball is played. And, you know, there are some differences in leagues. And, of course, Unicaja have the advantage of continuity and playing together. But that's not something that should be frowned upon. That should be celebrated. The fact that they've invested and they've made it here for the first time, you know. Well, I mean, they basically earned their way here.
I think it's great that the NBA have put the time, effort, and resources to send the team here. It's a commitment by the players. It's a financial commitment by the league. Now, we all understand relative to their resources, it's relatively minor, but still, to want to showcase
about their business.
No, 100%. It's
all about winning. It's all about playing hard, playing together, playing smart, like Dean Smith used to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, presenting your silver medalists. Please give it up for the NBA G League United.
So G League United will take a team photo, and I'm just glad as well that, for example, Deion Burton didn't get hurt. He was able to come back and play, because it looked a little dodgy there for a while as he kind of limped off the court.
Yeah, my word, he slipped and looked like that knee might have been an issue, but fortunately it was just one of those stingers and he was able to come back on.
To present the MVP of FIBA Intercontinental Cup Singapore 2024, please welcome Stephon Marbury, FIBA Intercontinental Cup Ambassador.
So now we're going to see Unicaja Malaga get their just desserts.
I think they're going to announce the MVP first.
The most valuable player of the FIBA Intercontinental Cup Singapore 2024 from Unicaja Malaga, wearing jersey number 1, Dylan Osenkowski.
So Dylan Osenkowski comes out. And again, is a guy that is just getting better and better.
No, they could have, there's a number of candidates that they could have picked, and Stephon Marbury hands over the MVP trophy, but he's thoroughly deserving of the award.
Amazing. I mean, you know, his career right now is on an upward trajectory in a big way.
Yeah.
You know, All-AC ideal quintet, you know, basketball Champions League. I think it was second team All-Star 5, but easily could have been first team last season.
He's inside, he's outside, works his tail off on the defensive end.
Intercontinental Cup Singapore 2024. Please welcome Mr. Andrea Zakis, FIBA Secretary General.
So Stephon Marbury presented that award, and now Andrea Zakis, the Secretary General for FIBA, is going to come out and take part. Jorge Garbajosa is also coming out. Oh no, excuse me, Elisa Aguilar is coming out, the former Spain national team point guard, and Kamil Novak, who's with FIBA as well, representing Europe.
Unicaja
Malaga, the latest team from Spain, following hot on the heels of Lenovo Tenerife, and before that, Hereda San Pablo Burgos, and before that, Barcelona, and before that, Real Madrid. And whenever you go to watch basketball in Spain, I know that players, when they first arrive, and fans, when they see their first games, when they're there, they can't believe how good it is.
Oh, it is.
Everything, not just the games, but
the fans,
the vibe.
Yeah. No, and the thing that impresses me the most as well, among many things, is the way in which all these players are so selfless and sacrificing. When they're coming out of games, they might be biting their lip, but they're not demonstrating, they're sucking it up because they're not getting the playing time. They very connected, supportive of each other, and you don't have success like Unicaja on the European stage unless you get the buy-in, and they certainly have. And the whole administration and the coaching staff need a lot of credit for that.
They do indeed, and I guess part of the question now is, where do we go from here when it comes to Unicaja Malaga, and where they fit in with the Basketball Champions League? You know, they've got a target on their backs now. Everybody's going to be aiming for them, including the other teams in Spain, because the Basketball Champions League is giving them a stage to show how great they are week in and week out.
Yeah, they're not going to take anyone by surprise. They've been too consistent over the last 18 or so months, and every time they step on the floor, their opponents and know that they're going up against one of the better teams in Europe.
Just so many great stories. You know, they have the highs and the lows. Alberto Diaz, I'm not sure there's a player in Spain that is more like connected, that has the respect of the fans for his ascension, for all the hard work that he does. And he's a part of this Unicaja Malaga team, so great representative. I don't think Ivan Navarro gets enough credit for what he does. I think he's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he has good players, but he has those guys playing as a team. And he has a great coaching staff. So yeah, they don't leave anything to chance. Just need to work on their winning at home.
Yeah.
Which is where they lost the Final Four 2 years ago and fell to Murphy in the semifinals last year.
The margin for error in that league is so small.
So the FIBA Intercontinental Cup is going to be lifted by Unicaja Malaga. They were the team to beat coming in, and they have achieved. They worked hard. They were convincing. I don't think anybody can dispute they were the best team. They played like it.
Wow. The confetti, the fireworks. It's a beautiful thing.
Their second trophy in 2024 after winning the Basketball Champions League. They're going to the Super Copa next. Then they will try to win. I think the next one would be they'll try to qualify for the Copa del Rey, which they should qualify, and then try to win. Again, hopefully they'll get to the Final Four. They'll hope they get to the Final Four to win the Basketball Champions League and then Spain. So lots of trophies, lots of honors up for grabs. Kubasima and Alberto Diaz posing with the trophy, cutting down the nets. An Unicaja tradition.
Throughout the 4 days, all the players have left it all out on the court. Our officials, especially all our volunteers.
Ossetkowski doing the heavy lifting.
Yep.
He's got the
during the game,
the tough shot, the job of Kendrick Perry up on his shoulders.
Just careful with the scissors.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew, I guess we're at the conclusion of what's been a fantastic.
Sad times because.
Okay, so we're going to look at some highlights also. Here we go. And you just look back at again, just a spectacular at times, but more than anything, just efficient, businesslike